All right, guys, this video is going to be about my local warehouse sale, which I have once a month. And this is my first sale since quarantine started 3 months ago. So I'm going to share with you how I set it up and this bookcase, this new one that I got, and issues it's been giving with me, and just preparing for it. So let's get started. Basically, what I've been dealing with this bookcase, I bought it at a thrift store yesterday and hauled it over here, put it in place, and I bought it knowing that I did not have any of the little pegs that go in the holes because it didn't come with it. It was just 20 bucks, had all the shelves, and the bookcase is actually in good condition. It just didn't have the little pegs, and some of the holes the pegs had broken off into, but not so many that it would be worth buying. So I went to Lowe's. Actually, I went to Lowe's and I bought the little pegs. And when I got it here and I put the pegs in the holes and they fit, I started putting the shelves up, putting books on the shelves. And I had a top one, which was fine. And then the second one, I started putting about halfway here with the books. And then it suddenly just collapsed and fell into other shelves. So, to make a long story short, ends up that those pegs fit, however, they don't always fit very snug. So they're not, you can't really push them in hard and have them be snug so that they don't move around. So the weight of the books essentially just pushed down on them and they were falling out. So I went and bought Gorilla, it's called Gorilla Epoxy, and it actually works with putting, sticking metal to wood, according to this. So watched a few videos online. Yesterday, I rather messily basically put all of the glued everything in there, glued the pegs in there, and let it sit overnight. And now I'm going to test it out and see what happens. So check it out. You can see the little pegs, right? You see the little glue that dripped down here, and there's glue all around them. So this one really dripped a lot. I'm not very good at doing that, but they do seem to be, pretty sturdy. I don't want to move them around too much, but basically, I'm going to put all the shelves in and just put the books on slowly, and hopefully it holds the weight. I don't see why not. It's supposed to set within 5 minutes, but I left it overnight just to make sure before I put any weight on it. And fingers crossed that it works, because if it doesn't work, I have to get rid of this bookcase, and I have the sale tomorrow. So anyway, these are the fun parts of being cheap and not buying a brand new bookshelf, but also wanting to buy used ones, so I don't have to keep buying new ones when there's plenty of used ones out there in thrift stores. Now that they've opened, I can go to thrift stores and get them. Or people selling them, through Facebook Marketplace and whatnot. So I'm going to put all these books here on the shelves and let's see if it works. I'll let you know. One shelf is holding steady, and it is basically full. And there are some big heavy books on here as well. So one down, 1, 2, 3 to go. Keep your fingers crossed. Let's do it. Voila. Shelf number 2 is up. It's holding strong, holding steady. Gorilla Glue Epoxy, or Gorilla Epoxy? I don't know. Okay, so far so good. It doesn't look like they're moving, the pegs. So let's keep it going. Okay, so shelf 3 is up. And you might be asking me, I know you're going to wonder how I'm organizing this. So this is all nonfiction. We've got World War II type of stuff, Civil War. I try to lump them together. Here's some like memoirs, personal accounts type stuff, creative nonfiction. So I try to put them together, nonfiction all, and then try to lump them together by, if I have enough of the same topic, put those topics together basically. Still have quite a few to go. Check it out. It's basically full. There's a few little spaces down there I can fill, but it's working out, guys. Let me get back here. See the whole deal. It's a nice big one. So now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shelves of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, it's kind of like 8, but that other one just kind of opens up. So essentially 8 bookshelves of books. That's a nice amount, wouldn't you say? Some up there on top. Over here on the other side, up there on top, I've got quite a few. Mostly larger books, coffee table type books, a variety of topics. But aside from that, all the books are here against the shelf. I have this one little crate. It's got cookbooks that I couldn't fit. So all of this whole entire shelf is new to the sale. And then I put in a lot more of the classics, you know, the Mark Twains and the C.S. Lewis's and the Homers and the Shakespeare's and the you know, those kind of stuff, Edgar Allan Poe stuff over here. I got 3 shelves of that. And then this is all nonfiction. This is all nonfiction. This is all kids chapter books. These are all fiction. And then this is all fiction over here as well. It's all fiction, all fiction. This is mostly fiction up top. And that's kids' books over there. So it's a good amount, I would say. I don't know how many I have here. Probably over 1,000 books. Now that I've done that, I'm going to start rearranging the tables. Because as you can see, this sale has slowly taken over the whole warehouse space, or a large part of it. And sometimes what I'll do is this table here in the middle, I'll always leave those 2 tables. And then this one, sometimes the further one down there, I'll put it outside to free up a little space. And now with the records down here on the ground, I'm gonna have to debate about maybe putting some of those records up on a table, see what I can do. So let me work here and see what I can create. Basically this table, I'm gonna swing it around, connect it with that one. And then I've got audiobooks here. This somehow I'm gonna put here. Put another table here, probably put the records. Anyway, let me work it out and I'll show you. Check it out. Look what I've done. You don't notice what I've done. So basically, this table, I swung it way over here. This one I moved from over there. It was up against that darker bookshelf there, just behind it. I moved that all the way over here so that these are actually all CDs that are alphabetically, except for these ones with all the cards sticking up. Those are genre, but the CDs by artist or group end here at the Z's. And, you know, they go all the way along here, all the way over there to the A's. They're all alphabetical. And so this table here and this smaller one I moved, they were over there closer to the door. Moved them all the way over here because I created all this space. Put up that other table over there, and now that has records, so not all the records are on the ground. One day, all the records might actually be off the ground if I ever use this entire space. And then that's it. I mean, I put this table over here. I'm gonna move this box, but this space where this box is going to be my little checkout space, and the audiobooks are over here, and I can just fit in between if I need to go over here and show something to somebody. And there's a lot of space. The downside is it's a little tight in here, so there's no way that 2 people can stand here, because some people are going to be looking at CDs here, and then some people are going to be looking at vinyl, so there's not going to be much room, unfortunately. That's just what's going to have to be for now. That table, the dark table there that's standing up on its end, is going to go outside, and I'm going to put these CDs that are by genre outside. And then these ones here, these loose vinyl records are going to go over there where those boxes are, where those CDs are. And then everything will be out. What I'm going to do now is put out some more CDs, because I do have some space amongst the CDs that I have organized by alphabetically, by artist or group. So there is a little space here and there, not a ton. There is some, and I do have about, I don't know, 8 to 10 crates. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe like 8 crates of extra CDs to fill in the spots and in between sales. As people buy some CDs, I can put some more out. And so that I don't have to be scrounging for more CDs for a while in between the sales. And then if I find some as I go with the donations, sometimes people donate CDs to me, I will put them out as well. So let me get to doing the CDs. And I think, because I already plugged in all the holes for the DVDs, because I had that woman and her mom come out and buy, I don't know, how many did they buy? Not too many, a dozen or 15 or so. So I plugged in those holes. It's all, you can see here, it's all filled in. A lot of DVDs. I easily have 1,000 DVDs, probably more, between the box sets and the actual individual DVDs. And then I have even more over here. I got 2 tables over here as well. So I plugged in all those holes, and then there's like there's a few little spaces on the bookshelves. I could fit maybe like 5 or 6 more books, but that's about it. I'm pretty much to max. I have a little bit more space in the kids' books, but I don't have any more kids' books to put out. And that's really it. I mean, there's 5, in my sale, I have 5 media types: books, CDs, DVDs, video games, and records. 6. And audiobooks, so 6. Blu-rays are basically, movies, right? So Blu-rays, TV box sets, DVDs, that's all the same thing. So 6, but 5 are the main ones, right? Audiobooks are not that popular, but I have a few people that buy them. I have one woman who comes by. Hopefully she'll come by, we'll see. If she comes by, but she buys some audiobooks for me. And I've sold a few others. But I just keep them out just in case. You never know. Some people do spend a lot of time in their car. And, they still listen to audiobooks. So I'm going to do the CDs, fill in the holes, and I think that's it. Tomorrow morning before I open up, all I really have to do is roll up the door, put out that other table, put the CDs on it. Of course, I got to put all my signs out. My major sign here, this is the sign that I put out on the street. There's on the sidewalk basically next to the street. And it just says media sale, books, CDs, DVDs, vinyl, video games, etc. It's pretty big. It's written on both sides. It opens up like a sandwich board, and then I just hold it down, put some rocks under there, big rocks type of thing, so it doesn't move around. Figure out a way to do that. One of these days, I'm gonna buy. My wife says I should have done this a long time ago, but one of the big signs that I'll probably have like a frame, and I can put it out in front. That's really long and really big. It'll say book and media sale, and then it'll say, CDs, DVDs, vinyl records, video games, whatever, so that as people drive by, they won't miss it at all. I'm also going to buy some balloons and put some balloons up on the gate and right on the sign there. And then I put 3 signs at the main intersection, which is just east of me. Right there is a main intersection where a ton of traffic goes through. And so that'll grab people. I've gotten a lot of people that come in just by seeing those small signs that I put out on the, on the, not the stop signs, but whatever, the various traffic signs that are out there. I tape them on there really good, and they usually stay. Yeah, so let me get to the CDs. Here we are. This is the first break I've had since I opened before 8 o'clock. I'm not kidding, it's 2:39 p.m. The sale's from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And this is the first time, about 3 or 4 minutes ago, that someone left and it was just me in the warehouse. This is a very good thing. Don't get me wrong, this is awesome. Especially it's my first of 2 days for my warehouse sale. So I'm opening in tomorrow. So this is awesome news. It's just very tiring, but that's okay. It's a good thing. Not complaining at all. So I've been using Square. You guys know what Square is, right? You can do point of sale. So basically, you use this little handy dandy plug into your phone, and you can take cards with strips. So just swipe the card. I've done probably like 10 or so. Most of it's been cash, but what it has allowed me to do is track my sales. So not only am I going to know how much I had in sales for the day, I'm also going to know which items were selling the most. So that'll be fun. I'll share that with you guys. But sales have been incredible today. It's my first day back, or first sale since quarantine. Oh, someone else is here. Gotta go. So check it out. There's space in the shelf. What else? Down there, there's some space. Down at the bottom, there's some space. Up here, there's some space. People bought a lot of chapter books by kids. There's a lot of space freed up. The bottom there, bottom of that shelf, has been cleared out. Here, this top shelf, there's space up there. There at the bottom, there's a little bit. Here, kids' books, not so much. I didn't have too many people interested in kids' books. I had this giant book here, this Navy book, Naval Foundation something book, that I sold for $5 that I just picked up for free. And I've sold a ton of CDs, a good amount of vinyl records, and a good amount of DVDs. So it's been a great day so far. Supposed to only go till 2. It's the hours I posted on Facebook and on all the ads. But let's see if anyone shows up. I'm just going to finish going through some things. Actually, another thing to share is I had 3 separate people donate to me today. One person donated some books. Another person donated a bag of CDs. Another person donated books, CDs, and DVDs. So I'm very appreciative of that. People, it's just like when I reach out through Facebook ads to looking for donations, people are very thankful for it because they just, want to get rid of this stuff. They don't want it anymore. And they're looking for somewhere to take it. So I'm able to step in and take those books and other media from people. So if no one else comes in shortly, I'm probably going to close up and call it a day because I'm pretty tired. Pretty tired. But it's been awesome. There is a lull right now in customers at my warehouse sale. It's Saturday. What is it? Saturday, June 20th. It is about almost 11 a.m. and open at 8 a.m. I had a family show up early, and they stayed for quite a while and bought a few things, a good amount of stuff. And then it was pretty much a lull. Nobody was here. And then suddenly I got a lot of people. I had at least like 10 people here at once, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for this space, it is a lot. And so I was able to sell a good amount of stuff, and I'm very glad about that. People bought a lot of records, a lot of CDs, good amount of books, and a few DVDs as well. So the only thing that has not sold so far, not once, has been an audiobook. I'm seriously considering dumping audiobooks completely, just selling all of those on eBay in lots, and getting out of the audiobook game, and just put some more books there, or something else, records or whatever, take up that space. But CDs continues to do really well. It's fascinating. CDs and records are the 2 most purchased items at my sale. I think books would rival, book sales would rival, or would give records and CDs a run for their money if I tapped into that market a lot more. I'm probably going to need to advertise on, what is it called? Book Sale Finder, I believe is what it's called. I'll probably need to advertise on there and try to tap into that market so that I can sell a lot more books. Because I know if I had another 20, 30 people show up, who really came for books, I could sell a ton more of these books. Because I don't have 10,000 books. I don't even have 5,000 books. I got over, you can see, I probably have, 1,500 books or something like that. In that range, 1,200, 1,500. Here's the end of the sale. It's almost 3:30. Last person left about 15, 20 minutes ago. So it went from being pretty crazy to there being nobody here except me. Take those balloons down, put my sign in. Already cleared off these tables. And just have to close the door and be done. So let me show the DVDs over here. TV box sets, not so much. People didn't buy a ton. I did pull some out though. But look at the Blu-ray over here. This was packed full. So people bought some of those. You can see here there's some spaces here, here, here. The horror, there's some spaces there. Not really down there, but here. And I have put some back. There's a big gap there. I actually put a good amount of the DVDs here out this morning. And over here in action, there's some that were purchased. Not a ton. But then if you start looking at the CDs, start seeing a lot of gaps here. These were all packed. Seeing a lot of gaps, a lot of gaps, a lot of gaps. Anyway, you get my point. Is these were all pretty packed solid. I know this one was. And it's kind of the deal here. And let's see, the books. Did sell a good amount of books. Actually, more than anything, I sold a lot of the kids' chapter books and kids' books. Had a little bit of a mini, not really disaster, but issue, where all of the books. But what happened is somehow the bookshelf opened, sort of spread open like that, and then 3 of the shelves just fell down on each other on top of the books that were on the shelves. These were kids' books. And so I had to take them out and put them in these crates, bins. But 2 people ended up coming. A couple ended up coming and buying a ton of them, like over 100 of them. And then another woman bought probably easily 40. She bought 40 of them. And so it cleared me out of probably at least close to half of my kids' books. So that was awesome. Today's gross sales were not as good as yesterday, but they were still excellent. And one of the reasons why they weren't as good wasn't because I didn't have as many people. I actually had more people make purchases today. It's because I believe because I had half off after 1 o'clock. So a lot of people got 50% off. I'm talking like 15, maybe more people, maybe closer to 20, at least 15, 20 people paid 50% of the normal price, which is already low. So I'm debating about keeping that. I don't know. I'd be curious to know what you guys think, whether or not I should keep the 50% off. The big reason why I was doing it was not just to bring more people in, but try to get people to buy more that were here so that I could clear the shelves as much as possible so I could put out more new titles and items. But it does cut into the profit. Now, if I had maybe like double the amount of people and I was really clearing out stuff, like a ton, then maybe it would make sense. I'm not quite sure though if it does, because it's already pretty, it's already pretty inexpensive to buy here. So I'm not sure. The other thing too is next time I'm going to try Sunday. So I'm going to try a 3-day sale and compare them, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I've never done a Sunday sale before. Again, this is only my 6th warehouse sale. But I figure I'll give Sunday a try. When I first started, I did Saturday for a couple of times. And then a customer gave me the idea to try Friday. He said, oh yeah, people will come in on Friday. People are retired, some people have different schedules, etc. It turned out to be very true. Had a lot of people on Friday, and even before the quarantine, had a lot of people show up on Fridays. I think I did 2 sales like that, 2 days. So doubled my sales, basically. And that made sense. So Sunday, I don't know. There's a couple things to consider, right? The negative side is it's Sunday. A lot of people just don't go out. And also a lot of people go to church, that kind of thing. So I would probably start it later instead of opening at 8, maybe 9 or even 10. I'm not sure. The other thing is across the street from my warehouse space, there actually is a church right on the corner, a pretty big one. Now we're still in quarantine, but by the end of July, maybe there'll be more people going. I don't know how many people actually go now, but in another 5 weeks, I'll have my next sale. So potentially, if there even is a good amount of people there, they'll see my sign, they'll see my sale across the street, and some might come over. Especially, I am going to look into the cost and the logistics of getting a big sign made that I can plant in the ground right next to the street. That's really long with huge letters, basically. Book media sale, and list everything that I have, records, CDs, DVDs, etc. right there, and then have my balloons and everything so people will know, and they'll see it when they drive past. They will not miss it. Because the sign I have is a decent size, but it's nowhere near that kind of size where everybody will basically see that something's going on. So that's another thing to consider, because basically this is a volume game for me. I'm not selling stuff for a lot of money individually, so I need more people to then in turn buy more stuff. So that's the concept. But it was an incredible 2 days. I had a total of 100 transactions. So 100 people between the 2 days bought, at least made a purchase. And most people that came through did buy something. Probably maybe like 10 or so people, maybe 12 at most. I don't even know if it was 10, but probably 10 or less actually came in and ended up leaving without making any purchase. But most people that came in at least bought 1 or 2 items, and most people bought much more than that. I looked at my average sale price for yesterday. So average sale per customer, and it was $20, and today it was $15. So average those out, and it's probably, well, I don't know what it is, I'll have to look, but it's a good amount. So when someone does buy something, they tend to buy more than 1 or 2 things. They tend to buy half a dozen or 10 items. So it adds up, and that's great. So basically, the more people I get, I can double my numbers, the more sales I'll get. So I've, since I started this, or since I got a couple sales in, I was always thinking like, wow, what if I got to like 200 sales or people buying stuff in 2 days? Well, maybe if I spread it out to 3 days, I'll get to that number, or I'll just, it'll just increase, because I'm still at the beginning. I've only done it 6 times, and people are, today especially, and yesterday, a lot of people are talking about not knowing about me, living just down the street, working just down the street, and they just found out. So that's going to continue to happen again and again as people learn about it. And it's popular, guys. I mean, physical media, people still want to buy it. We know, as we are book sellers, media sellers, CD sellers, DVD sellers, record sellers, that people are buying it online. Well, guess what? People like the idea of having somewhere local to go for a reasonable price, good selection, it's organized, and they can just go home and immediately have it instead of having to go online. Of course, I'm not going to have everything, but I have a good selection. So people usually walk in and they find something. So I'm pretty tired. I'm going to close it down completely and go home and rest. But this video has been basically from, it's going to be a long video, but from when I started, setting up this bookcase, which has held strong, not like the other one. Have to replace that one, to preparing a little bit for the sale, and to actually having it and now talking about it afterwards. So it was very successful. My first sale since March, since quarantine. I'll do another one in 5 weeks. I don't want to tell you exactly what my sales were, but I will just say that in 1 day I was able to pay my lease for the whole month on 1 day of sales. And this is just my 6th sale, and people are just starting to find out about it. So it says to me that there's a massive opportunity here locally, and it's the same for you if you want to go this route. That if you go big locally and you become the go-to person, not only for people to buy, but people to donate and to trade in and to for you to buy from, that you can have a big presence locally and a big income, or you can grow your business essentially, and it can become a bigger part of your overall reselling business and income. And that's what I'm seeing. And it's really a different, unique situation to actually meet people face to face versus online, even on eBay. You get to know people, you get to know their name, you get to talk to them, and that builds a much deeper, much more loyal customer base than just selling online. Of course, I'm going to continue to sell on Amazon and eBay, but I think I'm going to cut back eBay a lot and just do the higher ticket items, higher profit stuff. But that's for another video. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been a video about my local warehouse sale that I've been doing for half a year now. It's my 6th time, and I'm going to keep going, and I'll update and share with you guys what's going on with that. It was tiring, but it was more than worth it, and I see a big potential for this. And also, I'm going to evolve. I'm going to use my space better. My wife and I have been talking about it. She's much better at organizing this, and she already has a vision for it, how I can use the space much better. So that more people can fit in here, and I can put more stuff out. and make it more of an enjoyable, sale for people. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Keep booking. Stay safe.
Wow, wow.
A mí me gusta este.
Ajá, a mí me gusta.
A mí me gusta todo.
Oh, ya. Mira, ese parece un perrito. El último.
Yeah.
Porque está más chiquito.